Hey there, ready for another deep dive? Today we're going to dig into AI-powered social media management, specifically this synthetic work newsletter you sent over.
Issue 65, right?
Yeah, issue #65. It's got this super interesting take on building a custom GPT with OpenAI, one that can actually manage your social media for you.
And it's not just, like scheduling posts, which is what people usually think of.
Exactly. This is like next level stuff.
Hmm.
We're talking about crafting engaging content, like actually writing the posts, pulling out key insights from longer pieces of content, even generating visuals.
Automatically.
Yeah, automatically. It's wild. And the best part is the author walks you through building this custom GPTs.
Step by step.
Yeah, step by step. They even published it to the GPT store so anyone can grab it and use it.
See, that's what I found so fascinating, their approach to designing it.
Mm-hmm.
It all comes back to language,
It's like you're teaching AI to be a social media manager, right?
Precisely. You're programming it, essentially, with these carefully crafted prompts, defining its role, giving it a persona.
Oh, interesting.
The author specifically talks about making it an expert social media manager
Okay.
who understands B2B, knows how to engage an executive audience,
Right.
and even uses humor effectively.
Okay, so they've given it the personality. They've given it, its marching orders.
Right.
What happens next?
This is where it gets even more interesting. The newsletter breaks down this AI manager's job into 4 specific tasks.
Okay, lay it on me. 4 tasks, huh? That's pretty cool. It sounds like they really broke it down, what is social media management at its core.
Yeah, and the first one is all about identifying the most insightful parts of your content.
Okay.
And we're not just talking about any sentence, but those real, golden nuggets that are going to resonate with people.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Right.
Yeah, so, how do you even begin to teach an AI to figure out what's insightful, what's going to connect?
It is tricky.
Yeah,
And that's where, this whole art of crafting the system prompt comes in.
yeah.
The author gives a lot of good guidance on this, essentially teaching the AI to understand nuance, context, even human emotion to a certain extent.
Wow.
It has to be able to differentiate between a throwaway line
Yeah.
and something that will make people stop and think.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so it's got that kind of soundbite
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
cool. What's next?
Okay. So next up, something I'm sure you're familiar with. Generating relevant hashtags.
Oh, of course, the bane of every social media manager's existence.
Right, because it's not enough to just have good content.
Right.
You got to make sure people see it.
And the right people, too, because
Yeah.
what works on LinkedIn?
Totally. Yeah. And that leads us perfectly to task number 3, which is creating platform-specific posts.
Oh, okay.
So we're talking about LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Each one gets its own unique post.
So it's not just copy paste across the board.
No. The AI is designed to adapt the message, the tone, even character limits.
Oh, that's smart. Okay, so it's really tailoring it. That's impressive. They didn't stop there, though,
They did not.
did they?
And this is what really blew me away, too. The AI also generates images.
Oh, wow. See, that's what I always thought would be tricky, getting AI to do both, the text and the visuals.
It's ambitious. It really is.
Yeah.
But the author emphasizes originality here.
Okay.
They even, they suggest using a specific art style, black and white sketches, to kind of help it stand out.
Interesting. Give it its own little artistic flair.
Exactly.
So, I mean, this is getting complicated, right? I imagine putting all this together probably took some time.
Yeah, you're telling me.
8 hours, they said.
8 hours.
That's a full work day.
It is.
What took so long? 8 hours. That's a long time to just be hunched over a computer, wrestling with code.
It really shows you, though, that building something this complex, even with AI, it's not instant.
Right.
There's still a lot of human brain power going into it.
Yeah, totally. And you know what I appreciate is that the author is upfront about that.
Oh, yeah.
They're not trying to pretend like this was easy or anything.
No, not at
They
all.
even talk about using GPT-4 to go back and review and actually help improve the prompts for this AI manager.
It's so meta, isn't it?
It's like AI inception, AI improving AI.
Exactly.
That just blows my mind. That's wild.
It speaks to the potential of this technology to learn and adapt and really evolve.
Big time.
But it's also good to remember we're still in the early days.
Oh, for sure.
The author acknowledges this AI. It's not perfect.
Right.
It can be inconsistent, especially with the images. Sometimes it nails it and sometimes
It's a swing and a miss.
kind of, yeah, still needs some work.
Which makes sense. I mean, it's not about replacing humans altogether, right? It's about having a tool that can handle the heavy lifting, the tedious stuff.
and free you up to be more strategic.
Exactly. Speaking of strategy, you mentioned earlier that the author hinted at version 2.0 of this thing.
Oh, yeah.
What's on the horizon? What are they cooking up?
Okay, so get this. Version 2 is going to tackle video.
Whoa.
Yeah. So we're talking about an AI that can analyze video content, find the best parts, edit them together, even add subtitles.
No way. All automatic.
All automatic.
So it's like they took those 4 tasks we talked about and they were like, hold my digital beer, we're going to 11.
Exactly.
That's both amazing and also like slightly terrifying, right?
It's a lot, for sure.
Because we're talking about like AI taking over even more of the creative process.
And it really makes you think, how much are we willing to give up control?
That's a good question, right? Like, where do we draw the line?
And is it even a line? Or is it more of like a collaboration?
That is a really interesting way to put it because it's true. It's not necessarily about like us versus them, right? It could be about us working with them.
Exactly.
It's definitely something to think about. And that's what I love about these deep dives. They're not just like, here's some information, see you later. It's like they really make you think about the future and how this stuff is going to impact us.
It's exciting. It's a little scary, but it's definitely not boring.
No, not boring at all. So if you're listening and your brain is buzzing with all these possibilities, here's a question to ponder. If you could hand over the reins of your social media to an AI, what would you trust it with and what would you absolutely keep for yourself? Just something to think about as we navigate this crazy world of AI and all its potential.